Today we're covering folly, vanity, and vexation of spirit. Folly's definition is disgrace, shame, offensive thing, senseless, lack of good sense, and foolishness. We're covering several books in the King James Version Bible, starting off with Psalm 85, verses 7 through 9. Show us thy mercy, O AHAYAH, thy mighty God, and grant us thy salvation. I will hear what mighty God AHAYAH will speak, for he will speak peace unto his people and to his saints. But let them not turn again to folly. Surely his salvation is nigh them that fear him, that glory may dwell in our land. For the ways of man are before the eyes of mighty God AHAYAH, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquities shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not, he is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that had it, but the instruction of fools is folly. Let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man, rather than a fool in his folly. He that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Therefore, AHAYAH our mighty God shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For every one is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal, and caused my people Israel to err. So do these also resist the truth, men of corrupt minds, reprobate concerning the faith. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. Let's talk about vexation of spirit. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. And I turned myself to behold wisdom, and madness, and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king, even that which had been already done? Then I saw that wisdom exceeded folly. Then I saw that wisdom excelled folly, as far as light excelled darkness. Let's get into vanity, which means emptiness, worthless, vain, nothing, confusion, useless. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. Surely mighty God AHAYAH will hear vanity, neither will the Almighty regard it. O ye sons of men, how long will you turn my glory into shame? How long will you love vanity and seek after leasing? Selah. He had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Help, AHAYAH, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful failed from among the children of men. They speak vanity every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. AHAYAH, thy mighty God shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who shall ascend into the hill of mighty God AHAYAH? Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that had clean hands and a pure heart, who had not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, he shall receive the blessing from mighty God AHAYAH, and righteousness from the mighty God of his salvation. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity, Selah. Mine enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish? And if he come to see me, he speaketh vanity. His heart gathereth iniquity to itself. When he goeth abroad, he telleth it. All that hate me whisper together against me do they devise my hurt. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. For all this they sin still, and believe not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble. AHAYAH mighty God knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathered by labor shall increase. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. For mighty God AHAYAH giveth to a man that is good in his sight, wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail, to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. A man to whom mighty God AHAYAH had given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanted nothing for his soul of all that he desired, yet mighty God AHAYAH giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in thy sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things mighty God AHAYAH will bring thee into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. Woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as it were with a court rope. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshopper, which is mighty God AHAYAH, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in, that bringeth the princes to nothing. He maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. Yea, they shall not be planted. Yea, they shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth. And he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from the time, and have declared it? You are even my witnesses. Is there a God, a mighty God besides me, says AHAYAH? Yeah, There is no God, I know not any. They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their detestable things shall not profit. And they are their own witnesses. They see not, no, nor know that they may be ashamed. When thou criest, let thy companies deliver thee, but the wind shall carry them all away. Vanity shall take them, but he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land, and shall inherit my holy mountain, says AHAYAH. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and the righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of AHAYAH mighty God shall be thy reward. Then shalt thou call, and AHAYAH mighty God shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. Behold, AHAYAH's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your mighty God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perversenesses. None called for justice, nor any pleaded for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Hear ye the word of AHAYAH mighty God, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus says AHAYAH mighty God, El Elohi, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain? Neither said they, Where is AHAYAH thy mighty God, that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passeth through, and where no man dwelleth. Every man is Brutus in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. Because my people had forgotten me, they have burned incense to vanity, and they have caused them to stumble in their ways from the ancient paths, to walk in paths in a way not cast up. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. You have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge of the house of Israel, to stand in the battle in the day of AHAYAH. They have seen vanity and lying divinations, saying, AHAYAH said, and AHAYAH thy mighty God had not sent them. And they have made others who hope that they would confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision, and have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas you say, AHAYAH said it, albeit I have not spoken. Therefore, thus says AHAYAH mighty God, because you have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, said AHAYAH mighty God. And my hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity, and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither shall they enter into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am AHAYAH thy mighty God, because they have seduced my people, saying, Peace, and there was no peace, and one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Wherefore, thus says AHAYAH mighty God, behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith you there hunt the souls to make them fly. and I will tear them from your arms, and will let the souls go, even the souls that you hunt to make them fly. Your kerchiefs also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and you shall know that I am AHAYAH. Because with lies you have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked way, by promising him life. Therefore you shall see no more vanity nor divine divinations, for I will deliver my people out of your hand, and you shall know that I am AHAYAH, mighty God. And thou, son of man, prophesy and say, Thus says AHAYAH mighty God concerning your reproach. Even say thou, the sword is drawn, for the slaughter it is furbished, to consume because of the glittering, whilst they see vanity unto thee, whilst they divine a lie unto thee, to bring thee upon the necks of them that are slain of the wicked, whose day is come, when their iniquity shall have an end. Shall I cause it to return into its sheath? I will judge thee in the place where thou wast created, in the land of thy nativity. Son of man, say unto her, Israel, thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravaging the prey. They have devoured souls, they have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law, and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and the profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profane among them. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravaging the prey, to shed blood as to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, Thus says AHAYAH mighty God, when AHAYAH had not spoken. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy. They have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. Woe to him that builded a town with blood, and established a city by iniquity. Behold, is it not of AHAYAH mighty God of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? Ask you of AHAYAH mighty God, rain in the time of the latter rain. So AHAYAH shall make bright clouds, and give them showers of rain, to every one grass in the field. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. They comfort in vain, therefore there went their way as a flock. They were troubled, because there was no shepherd. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds, and I punished the goats. For AHAYAH of hosts had visited his flock, the house of Judah, and had made them as his goodly horse in the battle. These are wells without water, clouds that are carried with a tempest, to whom the mist of darkness is reserved forever. When they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh. Through much of wantonness, those that were cleansed escape from them who live in error. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean and to the unclean, to him that sacrificeth and to him that sacrificeth not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth as he that feareth an oath. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart, while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem, who is Israel. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All the burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. In that day, said AHAYAH mighty God, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness. And I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, and AHAYAH mighty God of hosts, their mighty God. It is better to trust in AHAYAH mighty God than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in AHAYAH mighty God than to put confidence in princes. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all that the things thou canst desire or not to be compared unto her. Wisdom is her name. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired or not to be compared to it. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw, that it was from the hand of mighty God AHAYAH. Better it is that thou shouldest not vow, that thou shouldest vow and not pay. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. Woe unto the world because of the offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offenses cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire. For whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink in my name, because you belong to Messiah Yeshua the Word, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward. And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he were cast into the sea. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed, than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed, than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. If thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter halt into life, than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter into the kingdom of mighty God AHAYAH with 1 eye, than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire. So sanctify, mighty God AHAYAH, thy El Elohi, in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness, kindness, and fear, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, that may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Messiah Yeshua. For it is better, if the will of mighty God AHAYAH be so, that you suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing. For Yeshua Messiah our King also had once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to mighty God AHAYAH, our Heavenly Father, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. Thank you for listening. That's the end of Vanity and Vexation of Spirit.